Hey, what's up? It's Rashad Antonio. I Talking You So podcast, talking
Hmm.
about the Rings of Power, of course, the from the Lord of the Rings franchise on Amazon Prime,
Hmm.
episode number 5. Remember the name of the episode?
Where is he?
All spoilers. Gotta talk about the thing to talk about the thing. And just a quick recap from last week. We had again on threads, follow us on threads.
Hmm.
We had a poll, and you know who won last week. Sauron.
All right.
Sauron won again. He murdered last week.
Yeah.
And I really want to say it's just a continuation because like he is really oh man, like
I'm
that.
gonna go ahead and say, before we usually do this at the end, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this: MVP of the episode, Sauron.
Oh
Next.
man,
Yeah,
yo,
I mean,
I can't like I'm not even
Disa gets a small,
yeah, you're decent
you
in
know,
there, you know what I'm saying? She trying to,
but
listen,
Sauron straight up MVP of this episode again.
All right, let's just start right there. Cause like
Okay.
we have Celebrimbor
Uh huh.
and his workers, and they're trying to make the rings of man. Like,
Uh huh.
Sauron done convince them and say, look, these whack people need some rings too. And they're in there working day and night, just trying to get some daggone get these rings out here.
Yeah.
And
Baby
they're
girl is
failing
tied,
badly.
and baby girl is tired, Jack. She's like, Celebrimbor, we've been in here doing this, and he is berating the hell out of them.
Basically called and said, look, you little lazy, stupid bastard for some elves. I need my rings. Y'all ain't working hard enough. You see what I'm doing here? I'm doing this for not definitely not Sauron, you know what I'm saying? We're not doing a good job.
And
And also,
mhm.
I need more mithril. He's like, hey man, we can't make no more rings. The shipment for the mithril is late. You know what I'm saying? From
Yeah.
the dwarves. So like
Mm-hmm.
we can't make them rings right now.
Uh-huh.
And then Sauron walks in. Okay, I'm sorry. Senators Rex walks in and
Senators,
he's like,
problem.
hey, y'all good in here? You know what I'm saying? How about y'all go take a smoke break? You know what I'm saying? Come back.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Celebrimbor, and Celebrimbor is like, he's screaming on he's screaming on Sauron too.
My
So I'm
man
trying to make
screaming
these drinks
on
for you.
my
Like, what's
man,
your
my
problem?
man have no idea. He is screaming on the Dark Lord, yo, for real. It's Sonatoris Rex is just like
Not a clue.
he just sitting there like, oh, you have no idea, dude. You have no idea what I could do to you right there. But I
For
need
real.
you as a forger. Continue.
Yeah, man. So he trying to talk him off his ledge. He's like, look, don't worry about the mithril. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go talk to the dwarves, get that squared away. But you gotta focus on the task. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And you can't give up faith. Like you good at like look, I told you I need my forger. You know what I'm saying? You see, I didn't go make them things myself. I could have, but I
Uh-huh.
needed you to do this.
You the best,
And
baby.
and Killer Brimborn, you know what I'm saying? Killer Brimborn loves to have his ego strokes.
Mm-hmm.
You tell that man he's doing a good job and pat him on his back and rub his head. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely. Like,
Definitely.
give me more.
And then
So,
they told him, hey, you just need to focus on this. We got control of everything else.
oh yeah. I got it. Don't worry. Hey, don't even leave your room. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got you. And then Senator's Rex walks outside and says, hey, Celebrimbor told me that I'm running Aragon right now. So
Uh-huh.
y'all listen to what I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Go back in there, start helping that man with them rings. I'm going to get the mithril. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just go as
No,
quick,
no,
quick as
he didn't even set a minute because he was like, yeah, he says you don't want nobody
oh
disturbing
yeah,
them.
oh my bad.
You
My
don't
bad.
want
That's
nobody
true.
disturbing them.
That's
And
true, my bad.
baby girl was like, so are we fired? Basically, she's like, are we? He was like, he just needs to do this himself and concentrate.
Yeah. Basically, it's like give him some time.
Right.
He needs his space.
And so also in the meantime, what happens is the guards and the military come along, was like, hey, the envoy that we sent, they gone, Jack.
We got
We
one
can't
person
find
come back.
Only one person came back, and he came back floating upstream. And that was like, well, where is he at? And he's there, but he got like markings carved in him. Senator Rex looks and is like, oh. he knew exactly what was going on. And he was just like, so this is what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna bury him, and y'all not gonna tell nobody else about this one bit. And so the chick that was like the apprentice was like, hey, like, okay, so he's gonna, what did that marking say? And she just turns and looks, he turns and looks at her and says, look here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the Dwarves and get some mithril to find out what the hell is going on with that. But what that says is basically, where is he? Which is the title of the episode. And she's looking like, what the hell is going, what the hell is going on here? My man dips. My man dips out and is like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out of here. In the meantime, what do we see? Galadriel having dinner with Adar.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we found out last season that Adar was one of the first elves that awoke on Middle Earth, and that Morgoth snatched him up and basically turned him into one of the first orcs or whatever. And he's like talking to her, and she's like, look, and she's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then he says, hold on, I want to show you something. He goes, pulls out a box, and pulls out the crown of Morgoth. And did you see how she flinched? She said, that is the crown of Morgoth. He was like, yeah, the Cimmerals were taken out of it, but yeah, this is it right here. Now, real quick, for people who don't know, we all know in Lord of the Rings, the movies and in the books, in the Lord of the Rings verse, especially the movies, Sauron is the big bad in there. However, there was one mofo who was badder than Dago Sauron, and his name was Morgoth. And first it was Melkor, and then it got changed to Morgoth. And for all intents and purposes, Tolkien was a devout Catholic, and he thought a Christian thing. Morgoth was the equivalent of the devil. He was a fallen angel, and he became the devil, like the devil. So Morgoth has basically lost his power to the Valar, who were like the angels that came down or whatever, because Morgoth was one of those two, and he's kind of lost his power and he's being held captive. That's how Sauron now is the new Dark Lord on Middle Earth. Okay. So, and if you remember, that's the same crown in the first episode where we saw another form of Sauron was trying to talk that good talk to them orcs, and Adar and them was like, hey, crown me as your next new Dark Lord. And they turned their back on him and they stabbed him with it. So they're talking, and he's just like, Adar's like, look here, we looking for the same thing. We look for Sauron. I'm trying to get rid of this mofo right here. And they're just talking. And he finally says, and he finally puts two and two together. He says, look here. Oh, what's the name? Hadar. He says, here,
Adar, yeah.
She says, Hadar, that's Sauron, ain't it? And she's like, yeah, it is. He says, cool. How about we join forces? We go kill it. We get rid of this mofo because we know the lies and stuff that how powerful his tongue is. He can spread stuff. Let's kill this mofo and this and that. And if we do this, hey, will your great king let us go back to Mordor and just live our regular lives as orcs over there and not bother us type stuff? And she's like, I can't make no promises, type stuff. And he's like, well, look here, you stay locked up right here and you think about what I said, and we'll come back and we'll reconvene on this whole thing. So that is done until the end of the episode. Yeah. So what happens next? Oh,
let's no. Let's do Numenor by itself.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because the Dwarves is tied in.
This story is very separated. All right, let's go to
Khazad-dûm.
Go to Khazad-dûm. And what happens first at Khazad-dûm? Was it
what's happened is you see all the dwarves are mining and they are gold all about chain, gold all about rag, gold all about watch. Don't believe it, just watch. Don't believe it. This one for them real. Like, yo, did you see all the gold that is like, yo, King Durin got that Midas touch right now.
Yo, he making money hand over fist.
Right. So they just pulling gold after gold, bringing up all this stuff. They even got time to turn some of that gold into cups, goblets, and all this stuff. And he's just on his throne sitting back, Rashad, like, yeah, baby. He said the green is for the money and the gold is for the honey. That's what he on his Bishop Magic Don Juan type tip right there. And so finally, you see Lil Durin the third, his son. He walks up and he's like,
that's his name from now on, yo.
Lil Durin. Lil Durin pulls up and he's like, Father, what's going on? Hey man, you summon me? And he's like, I ain't summon you. He summoned you. And who comes out the shadows?
Sanatoris Rex.
Sanatoris Rex. And you see Lil Durin's face go like, what this
right here again.
What do you want? And Sanatoris Rex starts, glad to see that the rings are there. He says the 7 are working. You guys are prospering. Wonderful. Problem. We didn't get our shipment of mithril. We have to work on some more rings. 9 more rings. Mind you, they didn't say what the rings were for. They didn't say they were. Nah. We trying to work on some more rings here, and we need some mithril. So, how about this? We need that mithril yesterday, basically. Y'all scurry on, give the mithril. I can get up out of here. King Durin sitting there pimped out like, what you gonna do for us? And Sanatoris Rex is like, hey, it's cool, I got it. I notice you guys are digging deeper and deeper. Y'all gonna need some of the best elven wood to make planks, bridges, for tunnels and all that stuff like that. And we are gonna give you all that. Just give us our mithril. Lil Durin's like, man, Father, please don't mess with this nigga right here. Like this, something is with this dude. Please don't do this, Daddy. And he's in there looking, and then King Durin is like, I've already made my decision. And then Sanatoris Rex is like, excellent. And he's like, no. And you see Lil Durin like, that's my daddy. And he's smiling like, yeah. And then he was like, and then when he said that, you saw Sanatoris Rex look, his eyebrow raised, and he looked in the flame, and you saw what you saw. You know what you saw in that flame, Rashawn? You saw the image of the Balrog, Durin's Bane, as they refer to him in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you made your decision. Guess we got to live with it. All right, have a great day. He's walking away with a little smirk, like, okay, I'm gonna fix this mother.
Yeah, like, don't worry. I'm about to wake up the beast for real this time.
Right. And so then you got Lil Durin like, ooh, Daddy, I'm so glad, yo. I'm glad. I thought you was gonna like, dude. He was like, it's okay, son. I know what I'm doing. He was like, he'll be back. He was like, what you mean? What you mean he'll be back? He was like, you heard him just sit there and say a war is coming. And the army that is decked out in mithril is going to win this war. We can name whatever price we want, baby. We about to be rolling in the money. And he's like, Daddy, no, please. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? Stop. And then he's like, yeah, whatever, son. We got this. And he's like, Daddy, that ring is messing with your head. And he was like, you need to take the ring off. He like, I ain't taking no ring off. He was like, no. He says, this is my ring. He said, this is mine. He says, no, you think the ring is yours, but you are the rings. The ring got you. And he said that, and he was like, boy, you don't know what you're talking about. And then he tried to run up on his pops. his pops gave him like a magical backhand because it's like he didn't even have to like physically the ring like pushed him away. And he was looking like, ah, damn. And then you see him go meet with Disa. And Disa's like, hey, look, yo, I love your father just as much as I love you. He's fucking crazy. We gotta do something. We gotta
do something ASAP.
ASAP. And he's like, I can't, yo. That's my dad. That's my. He was like Terrell Owens. That's my quarterback. That's my. He said that's my dad. He was like, that's my daddy. I can't go against my dad. I'm back.
Dad. It's still my dad.
He was like, I'm back in the fold, baby. I can't do that, man. That's my dad. And Deesa's like, oh, you can't do it, but I can do it. And basically what ends up happening, and we wrapping up the dwarf saga here. Deesa's like, hey, we can go to where the next spot that King Durin told them to go dig, and we can stop them. You know what I'm saying? You can lay down before that area and stop them from digging. And he's like, look, man, they're not going to pay me no mind. You know, my father gave an order for them to dig there. And then she's like, oh, you ain't got to do it. I can do it myself. I'll go there and I'll lay down before these people to stop them. And if he tramples, and if he, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, I'll go there, do this. And if he moves us or does something to hurt us, it will show the people, it will show the rest of the dwarves that your father ain't fit and he's sick in the head right now from this ring. And so Disa goes to the next spot that Durin told them to go pick at. And Disa's standing there blocking, and you see the dwarves coming down with their axes, and they like, yo, what's up, girl? She's like, hey, like, what you doing here? And it's like, we gotta pick there. And she's like, nah, you ain't picking here. And she's like, and they're like, what you mean we ain't picking here? And she starts to do her singing thing, and she lets the vocal cords go, and they sit there, they start laughing like, is that supposed to scare you us away? She says, no, but these are, and you got like these giant pterodactyl bats.
That's what I'm about to say, yo. They're like little mini pterodactyls, right?
Like they came out of nowhere, chased them cats off and everything. And little Durin come out, and he looked at his wife. There's one thing about that man. Love him, his wife, yo. He loves up on his wife and give her all the credit. He was like, "Woman, I love you." And he was like, "Girl, you did your thing." And she's like, "Look here, they're gonna come back with more people. We just need to fortify this area and just get ready for what's about to happen here." And that pretty much is the end of the little dwarf saga there. Yeah. Next, going back to Sauron, let's go Aragorn or whatever. We get back there and into that area, and what do we see first in the forest? Galadriel comes to a decision, and she tells Adar, hey, look here, fine, I'll help you if we could do this. And he's like, bet, let's go. Adar's like, let's go. He is game time. And she's like, yo, wait a minute. We need to go get some of my people to help you with this. And he's like, I ain't waiting for your feet. He says, I ain't waiting for your folk. I got this. And she's like, yo, you can't go against Sauron with your little legion of orcs that you got here. And he like, oh, I know this legion ain't enough to stop Sauron. His son gives him a Middle Earthian, daggone French horn type thing, and and they turn and look, and you just see all these flames of like all these legions of orcs just popping up with their little space. And she's like, and then that's when she stops and thinks. He's like, basically, I brought the whole crew here. We running up on them with everybody. And she says, wait a minute. Yo, we can't do this. This is what he wants. He don't got no army. to fight against her. And then when she said, I said, that makes perfect sense because Sauron is about spectacle. He's going to make a spectacle of the whole situation. He's going to kill Adar in front of all them orcs. And that's when all them orcs are going to basically pledge their allegiance to Sauron as the Adar. And Adar ain't trying to hear it. He's like, man, lock her up. We got this thing. And like they blew the horn and you see all the flames coming up. And then back in the city, the elves are looking, they're like, oh, snap, ring the bells, yo, look, we about to be under attack. Sauron comes out and is like, yo, what the hell is going on out here? And it was like, yo, it's a bunch of orcs. And he's like, it is?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he was like, just like, we should tell Lord Celebrimbor. He was like,
nah, we got it.
We got this. Don't worry, I got this. Start getting stuff together. And then so Celebrimbor is in his little tower making doodling drawings of the rings and stuff. I'm like, bro, do you not hear none of this out there? Then finally he's like,
is locked in.
Yeah. And finally he said, so Sauron comes up, Sanatar comes up there and was like, hey, how's it going? He was like, I'm just trying to come up with a design. Man, you hear that? He was like, that sound like the war horns. Like they're trying to. He's like, he comes at the door. You don't need to concern yourself with that, my man. Work on this. He was like, no, he says, I've been handling the administration of this city. I got this. And Celebrimbor was like, who told you to do all that? And he was like, and then Celebrimbor is feeling himself. He pushes Sanatar. He was like, I don't care if the Valar sent you. By the way, like I said, the Valar are basically the angels that are basically watching over Middle Earth. We never see them in any of these things, but maybe we might see one or two in this series here. Who knows? And he's like, I don't care if the Valar sent you here or whatever. He was like, man, you see my people. He says, I got to see what's going on, all that noise. And he's like, the Sauron closes his eyes and start conjuring something up. Celebrimbor will go outside. I'm like, my guy, didn't you not notice it was dark out there? It's a bright, sunny day. He's elves playing with kites. You see other elves working on the other arts of the world, drawing picture, talking literature, and all that. And he's like, oh, I think it's going fine out here. He was like, see, I told you, I have had the administration of this. Everything is fine. You just need to focus on this. Listen, he's like, the Valar didn't send me for this. He said they sent me to help everyone. I'm the bringer of gifts. And then he was like, oh, you was missing your hammer earlier? Look what I got for you. This brand new. And he's like, oh, I thank you. Okay, well, everything seems to be under control. All right, you got it. And then he goes back up there. As Sauron looks, and he drops the veil that the veil for vision.
Yo, that was a nasty transition, yo.
Yeah.
Was so good.
All hell is breaking loose, and they're just like running around trying to get
people getting trampled. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like
right. They get
chaos,
trampled, and he's just reveling in it. And then what does he do? He goes to like the little lookout, and it's just like, "What you want? What's up? Bring it, Adar. I dare you." Basically like that. And then Adar, they start hurling, catapulting like flaming rocks and stuff at the city, and that's where that arc of this series of this episode comes to an end. Let's talk about the Hardfoots real quick.
Yeah, my bad. I said 5. It's episode 6. Anyway,
yeah. Go ahead, Rashad.
So going back to Nori and Poppy and the rest of the Stoors. Nori and you know the queen of the Stoors is talking. I can't remember the lady's name.
Yeah.
And Nori is basically explaining to him like, look, yo, like, how about y'all just leave? Like, you do know that the Dark Wizard is gonna come here and try to get us. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, little girl, I was born here. See that tree? We got this whole ritual we do. Everybody's did it. I'm not leaving. I buried my husband under that same tree.
I got married there. She got married
there. You know what I'm saying? I like, look, this is where we basically saying like, look, I know y'all be walking around trying to find this promised land, but this is our home.
You know what's wild? Nori sat there and said it. She said, "Us Harford, we move every month I said, what?
Every month.
Every month. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, and so she's trying to have this conversation with him, and she's really letting her know, like, look, yo, we not running.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Nori's having this crisis of conscience, whether she and Nori should bounce, or whether she kind of Poppy, I'm sorry, Nori and Poppy should bounce, or if she should stay and still like kind of subject the Stoors to the people on the horses, or to the evil wizard himself. And then
before that, she was like, "Look, yo, he just wants me."
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, she's really struggling with that in her mind. Cut over to Poppy. Poppy and what's that kid's name? The kid they call Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah, Poppy and Nobody. And they're talking, and then she's trying to get like the origin story of his name, which is crazy because like he didn't get a name like 2 years ago, and they just kept on calling him boy Nobody, which is the harshest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? And it just stuck. And for some reason, she feels this compassion for this little random Indian kid, and all of a sudden they start kissing, and I'm like, once again, the John's gonna get in the way of something. So I'm like, that's kind of pretty much ends them, right? That's
because Nori, I think her and Nori have a conversation.
Yeah, it's either way. It's insignificant. Let's get to Tom Bombadil and Comet Jesus, and they're having this conversation, and Comet Jesus is really he's still trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And powers. Yeah, trying to get to that power that's within him, and Bombadil's like looking like, look, yo, I can help you. You know what I'm saying? But like, you've already failed 2 trials.
He said you failed the trial. I said, damn.
He said, essentially, you failed the trial right now. You know what I'm saying? You got one more chance. And I'm going to do the same thing I did to the now evil wizard. We're going to go and find your staff. So he essentially walks to this random place that has it's like a field of trees in the desert, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it's there, and they're talking. It's like, look, yo, you're gonna have to figure out what you want to do. Are you gonna save the people? You know what I'm saying?
Because he was having visions of Poppy and Nori in trouble.
Yeah. So are you gonna go save Nori and Poppy? And he was like, look, yo, I gotta look out for my friends. You know what I'm saying? And Tom was like, so you gonna let all them people die just to get your friends? And he was like, look, yo, essentially, like, these are the only friends I got, which is like, 2 15-year-old girls, and I'm like a 800-year-old man. These are my friends. You know what I'm saying? How problematic that is. These are my only friends on Tom. So, and he's like, oh, okay. Well, hopefully you pick right. And then Tom just disappears.
Yeah.
And then
because he was like, you'll find your staff out here.
Yeah.
He's like, but it's so many. He said it could take days, months. So he was like, all right, then. Good luck with that, pal.
And then he's left looking at the thousands of barren trees in the desert. And that essentially ends that story. Yeah. Very, very quickly. We also got Aaron there. He makes it quick at the beginning of the episode. He's out in the forest, just like, patrolling or whatever. They see me hating. And he runs up on some orcs. And these orcs is like, yo, I'm just glad we ain't gotta be chilling with Adar now. I was saying we far away from the madness. So one of the orcs clocks Aaron there, and murks him. Murks another one, murks the last 2. Checks them like he's a cop, you know what I'm saying, looking for evidence. And he sees and he grabs this like paper that has like this, Tony, the most crude map. Yeah. It's not to scale. I don't see how they have
on the real it looked like it's just lines. It's not even like no design or nothing. Like,
nah, yo, it's terrible, yo. Like they sketched that.
And the only reason we know what it is because it dissolves into
Aragon.
Aragon.
So Yeah, so they was probably going there. They could have been like like I'm thinking that there might have been a troop of elves that killed the envoy
Yeah,
to get the message or whatever to the king. What's the name of the king of
Gilgalad sent a message
yeah
to
yeah yeah yeah
Celebrimbor.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah yeah yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, all right.
Yeah.
Let's get to the real point. New Menor.
Trash. Trash.
I love the humans, yo. So the
Yeah.
humans is out here doing human stuff, and we start off with your boy in jail, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Elendil.
So Elendil is in jail, looking like
Mm-hmm.
a sad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who shows up? His daughter
Trash.
says, "Hey, Dad,
Mm-hmm.
you should really just pledge your fealty to the king, and we can kind of like be a family." And he's like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? When we got the true queen here.
You know what vibes that was given?
What's that?
Season 1 Game of Thrones.
It really was.
Sansa telling her dad,
Damn,
look,
Sansa.
Dad,
Yeah.
father, just accept it. They're gonna send you to the wall, you won't get killed or whatever. Kind of the same thing here.
Yo, that's a good catch.
Yeah.
So he's talking to her, and he's like, look, yo, I know you turncoat, you a little punk, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't raised you be no punk, and I'm never gonna be no punk.
Right.
And then she tried to hit him with like the Trump card, like, look, yo, if you won't do it for me, how about you do it for your queen? And then Muriel gets trotted in there with her nonsense self and says, look, I'll be the one. You know what I'm saying? Do it for me.
Yeah.
Like pleasure for, like we need good men like you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of time before he smashes those cheeks because like
if he hasn't already, because she's in love with that man, because she is crying and she's
crying and
like crying and clutching up on him and said, no, please don't do this, just do it for me type. And you see the daughter sit there watching. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? What the hell is going on here real quick?
Like, what did I do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
should I even have brought her? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's telling her like, look, yo, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. I will not do it. And essentially they have to take
they do a trial.
And by manner of the law, you know what I'm saying? Because like Pharazon is like mocking them, like, oh, y'all want to be faith, y'all want to have faith, huh?
Y'all want to be faithful to the Valar, huh? And
so he said, no, we're gonna do it by the book then. So it's
remember, he asked her first. He was like, do you confess to your crimes? And he's like, I confess to my crimes.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah. If Alpharazon is sitting there like, yeah, I'm about to be the king now. And then he was like, do you accept me as your king? Hell no, I don't accept you as my king, you punk ass. Basically, he was like, hell no. And it was the look on his face like, this man just played me in front of everybody. And
in the whole kingdom.
And they're just like, oh. And he's like, it's only one true king, Tom Muriel. And then he's like, okay, well, since you want to be faithful, be faithful, this and that, we're going to play it by the book. And you, sir, are going to go on trial with, what is it though? What was it? The sea worm or something they called it?
The sea worm. Yeah, that look not like a worm at all.
Like that thing was given unleash the Kraken when they showed that thing. So, the sea where he says, yeah, that's how the Valar, they will judge you through that. And so what you also see is they take him away, and Alpharazon, little punk ass son who started all that stuff, was like, I can do this. He's like, Alpharazon, even though he's shut up, because you've done enough as it is already right now or whatever. And so you see they get to the day. That's what happened next, right? They get to the day of the trial. And basically there's like this little rocked off circular lagoon. There's the ocean, and then there's like a little circular lagoon,
Mm-hmm.
blocked off or whatever. And they're like, all right, so this is what it is. Because they've been summoning this thing like for like a day or so.
Yeah, he said, yeah. We even making sure that the Seaworm come through. We had to warm him up a little bit.
Got warm him up. We irritating him real good with the horn blasting.
Yeah.
And so it was like, yeah, so this is what we about to do. And you see that even some of the people of Numenor are conflicted about this, because some of them may not like the queen, but they respect Illiondale because they know he's
the most noblest person.
Right, he's the most noblest person there is. What he's so noble. Remember, he's so noble that his son daggone couldn't even make the trials. He ain't tried to use no nepotism. He's like, hey boy, you try it again next time. Type thing. And so he was like, they was like, so are you prepared to do this? And he like, yeah, I'm prepared to do this and let the Valar.
Let's do this thing.
He's about to walk into the lagoon, and who comes? Muriel comes. And she's like decked out in all white with like gold trim. It's like, I can't let him do this. The law says, she was like, this isn't about him. He's loyal to me, and I am the one that needs to be on trial. The law says, he says, and I'm taking his place. And he looks at the guy that's kind of like been helping his right hand man. He was like, with the book, he's like, was that true? And he's like, yeah, like it's
section 17, part B, 34,
appendix number 3, line 5. It's right there. He's like, damn. And he's like, all right, fine.
Pharazôn was like, oh, I'm definitely about to be king today.
Pharazôn was like, oh, I'm definitely about to be king today. I know that thing hungry down. That sea worm is hungry. And so he's like, and then you got Elendil's like, no, please, my queen, don't do it. This and that. Please, please don't. And she's like, look here. And she was like, if you were willing to let the Valar, do it, I can do it for you. It's okay. I am willing to die for this, because I know. She's like, I know I ain't done nothing wrong here or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she steps into the little lagoon and she's floating there, whatever. And then you hear people, there it is. And you don't see it, but you see the wave coming of it coming. And she's in the lagoon, and Pharazôn at first is looking kind of nervous, like, oh, I ain't done nothing yet. She's still there. And so next thing you know, you see like a little tentacle grab the queen and snatch her underwater.
And I just want to say, like, this is where the show be spending its money, because when they went down and they did that slow-mo of her in the water, beautiful.
And that was practical effect too.
Beautiful. It looks, that was practical.
I think it looked practical.
It looks so, either way, man.
But either way, it was beautiful.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
And then the design of the sea one, like you said, it was really more like a kraken, because it had like mad, almost like a squid type thing. It had mad tentacles and like, the classic squid looking face.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like everybody thought that the queen was about to get devoured.
Because I guess how they do it, if I'm not, it was like she was just under the water, just floating there under the water, and like the crack and the sea worm was like just staring at her, making eye contact. And then at one point you saw it like roar at her, and it was going towards her, and it had been a minute. Alphazov was like, well, I mean, hey, the Valar have made their decision. She ain't here. Go ahead and make me, baby. I'm the king. He was like, I'm the king. It's all right. They found her guilt. A wave came. That thing spit and threw her back up. And she was on and he was like, oh shit. He was like,
I ain't about to be king no more. And then the people was like, oh hell, Queen Muriel. So it's funny how, and this kind of goes to the whole thing about how humans are so easily swayed by like random spectacle and stuff, but that's not, people don't want to get political, but that's really what that's what that is, guys.
Yeah.
But nah, and like, that kind of ends the episode, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, that's basically everything in this episode. Because I mean, we went over everything in the episode out of order, but yeah, and I mean,
it was a solid episode. Like if
Yeah,
I want to be cynical, it was kind of its first filler episode. There wasn't a
yeah,
lot of forward momentum, but it
yeah,
definitely sets up. I mistake I said 5, but 6. The last 2 episodes to be like
yeah.
really, really some bangers. Also, again, Sanatoris Rex is the
Senators.
MVP.
And for the people that are new to this,
Oh yeah,
we
that's just a portmanteau
that's the
of
nickname
Sauron
Ron and
and
Anatar.
Anatar.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
know his name is Anatar
yeah.
when he's beautiful, and we know that's Sauron, so we just put them together as Sanatoris Rex out this thing.
Because he's
Once the
also devouring these people like a dinosaur. Whether it's emotionally, not even physically half the
physically,
time, it's
it's just
mentally.
emotionally and mentally, yo. Like he, what did I say last week, man? He is playing these people, he's playing these elves like a harp from hell, yo. Like I
Man,
mean, it is wild that he is really playing everybody like this, and and just think about this, Rashaka. We know how this series is going to end and how it leads into his plan. Sauron's plan almost worked. It really could have
I'm just
worked.
saying, like it
Really
really took just somebody losing the ring and finding the ring.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The one ring to rule them all. Like it
yeah,
took basically a series of mistakes
yeah.
for somebody to be
Blunders.
like, yo, we need to dead this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And somebody as noble, like we told you before, the little people always represent the most noble people of all,
Mm-hmm.
because the humans
Mm-hmm.
suck.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really cool. And also, like after watching this, I can't even be mad at the elves. You know what I'm saying? Because like they just was not ready. They was not ready for
Yeah.
Sauron. Like even
And I
though
can and I can understand how Elrond acted even now in the OG trilogy
yeah, like
because
he
it's
just
he's like,
just like he was.
look, man, I lived through this bullshit
He said,
already.
"Look,
Like,
man, y'all got it, man. Take that crap and burn it, yo. Like we don't
yeah,
like, yo, we don't take it. Take you gonna have to take this to Mordor
uh-huh.
and kill it where he is, so
Yeah.
this whole thing can be over, basically. So
And if y'all fail, I'm not worried about my people because we going to Valinor. We gonna take the Grey Havens and we
hey,
out of here.
like
This is for
we're gonna survive. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
this
then
about y'all.
if the Valar wants to make a new Earth, it's on them. If not, either
Yeah,
way, we're the everlasting. So like,
yeah,
yeah, he was definitely very aloof to the whole process. But man,
yeah.
we'll be back later on today, 7 p.m.
Mhm.
The Penguin on
Yeah.
HBO and Max,
Mhm.
and another banger. I just want to say,
Yeah.
like, it's this is a good time of the year, man.
I mean, yeah, we slam, and and I really can't wait for this. And just, I know we're talking about Lord of the Rings right now, but just to give you a heads up, the Penguin, from my understanding, is basically picking up right where the Batman left off. So
Mm-hmm.
can't wait, and we appreciate the interactions on Threads, Instagram. Yeah, Threads has been a blessing,
It
you know what I'm
has,
saying?
because like IG's been dry
Yeah, IG's been kind of dry,
as
but
an
Threads
old
been a
well.
yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
blessing.
yeah.
I'm still figuring Threads out
It's
myself, you
it's
know what I'm
it's
saying?
gonna take a minute, but it's cool. It's gonna be a minute to
Yeah,
figure it out too.
yeah,
Nah, but it's all good, man. Oh yeah, also, of course, people on the podcast side, wherever you're listening at,
yes.
5 stars only.
Yeah.
Rate us.
Hmm.
Give us some 5 stars. YouTube, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like and comment and share with your
Hmm.
people.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, we're on TikTok too, of course. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's all we got for this one. We'll see
Indeed.
you guys later on. Till next
Hmm.
time.